right, welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
I'm Gary. Hey, give us a thumbs up. Give us 2 thumbs up.
If for no other
While
reason,
you're sitting there not doing anything, thumbs up, baby.
yeah, entertainment purposes only. Yeah, don't wait till the end of the video. You'll be so bored you'll want to thumb it down or just shut it down. That'd be
You
the
can always
kindest
take
thing you
the
can
thumb
do.
off later.
All right. This reading, JD Vance, we're recording this on Sunday, August 25th at about 2 p.m. Pacific time. JD Vance was out on the circuit today talking about Donald Trump. He would veto any legislation that would create a national abortion ban. Now, that seems kind of odd since Donald Trump's been bragging about putting on
Overturning Roe
three Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade, that Trump said, oh, that's a bad idea, until he realized it would be good for him to say it's a good idea. And he always says both things. Then you can go to the whatever soundbite, whatever one is more popular at the moment. So right now he's leaning into, yeah, I did that. I'm the reason why, Roe v. Wade got overturned. I guess now they're looking at maybe the polling numbers and finding out that this isn't. Here, I'll get that for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It may not be the most popular thing. Yeah, go figure. When you take the rights away of the biggest voting bloc in the United States, that may not have been the wisest move. So, it's that cat. I can't get it now. He's in the center. Oh, you have to get him off to the side so I can reach his tail.
People love the cat.
So when JD Vance is out there saying it, I don't believe a word he says for even a half a second, but that's just the cynic in me. It might very well be that JD's telling the truth. I tend to think that they're just trying to undercut a Democratic talking point. And the other thing I want to look at, so I'll read on that. And for Gary, we're going to say, okay, fine. Let's say you've thrown this out there. I know how I'm going to react. How are the evangelicals?
Yeah, exactly.
Not everybody who supports Trump is MAGA. You've got people who are pro-life. Now, there is an overlap between pro-life people and MAGA people, to be sure. But there is a group of people that are pro-life that are voting for Trump because Trump is the pro-life president. And he just said he's not going to sign a national abortion ban, which has got to be a kick in the gut for these voters.
Yep.
So, and Gary will look at that. But we're going to start off with me. Yeah. And again, entertainment purpose only. I want to look at JD Vance's announcement and the motivation behind it. Is this done simply to undercut a Democratic talking point, or do they really truly mean this as a value thing? And both could be true. He might, if Trump were to be elected, he may not sign any legislation. Of course, no legislation may ever come across his desk because what use does a king have for Congress? Yeah. Right? Entertainment purposes only. Let's look at JD Vance's statement and the reason behind it.
You should make your screen bigger so people can really see those cards.
Okay, let me move this over and
there you go.
Foundation of the reading, Two of Swords. At a crossroads. Yeah, they got a problem here. Houston, we have a problem. Our poll numbers are slipping. And Gary, you and I need to talk about that one too. Crossed with the Six of Cups, the nostalgic message, the naivety, the good old days, the 50s, what you just don't know what century, in the Knight of Wands. Moving forward with messaging and trying to come up with ideas. In the past, you got the Death card. Oh, God.
So much for Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, exactly. This is definitely related to Roe v. Wade. It started a new day. A new day where, instead of treating women like little girls, you took away their rights, and now they're activated. And not activated in a way that helps your poll numbers. Or your crowd sizes.
Yes.
Yeah. Then we've got the F around and find out card. The Hermit is the current situation. I think what they're finding is that polling shows that this is not a popular item. So now do we have to choose the lesser of two evils? What is our way out of this morass that we've created for ourselves? Overarching energy is the Ace of Wands. They need to take a stronger position. They need to do something different, change their messaging in order to attract some voters here. Yeah, they've got to offer up something. They're trying to offer up something here, but ultimately you're reaping what you sow. Are they doing this to undercut the Democrats? Partly. I think really what it is that their poll numbers are showing that they're floundering, and they're trying to figure out a way to improve their poll numbers without being too radical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're done, pull me down. So I've got it.
It's like by saying we'll let the states do it, it satisfies kind of the pro-life people because, well, at least the states get to do it. Now they can take their fight to the states. And it satisfies some women because, hey, you just got to vote in your state to get your rights back. Women less much than the evangelicals. They're trying to take a softer stance, maybe trying to thread the needle, as it were, on this issue. I don't think they're going to be wildly successful with it. Over to you.
Okay, so the Two of Swords, he has a choice. Am I pro-life or am I going to soften my stance here? And in the past, or in the crossed with the Six of Cups, that whole nostalgic card. I think the ones where I was really kind of tuning in, you got the Knight of Wands, bringing a message forward, and the Hermit, finding a new path. So they brought this message forward that, Trump, is the one that's basically killed Roe v. Wade. And they're looking at that death card. It's like, oh, this really is kind of killed my campaign. That the women voters are abandoning this campaign because of that messaging. So now the current situation, he's the Hermit. He's trying to find a path forward to start bringing these women back. So overarching energy is the Ace of Wands. They're coming up with a new message. Yes, there's a new message. And that message is, it's not the big bad rabbit that's causing the problem. It's those states, right? It's so easy to blame the big bad rabbit. So the Page of Pentacles is kind of like, here, the states can offer you a choice of whether you want reproductive rights, family planning or not. And then the outcome, is it the Seven of Pentacles?
Yeah.
Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Basically, they're looking at all those women voters that they have alienated, and he's hoping that this new messaging, that it's the states. I always intended it to be the states' rights, the states' decision to do this. Yeah. He's hoping that new messaging will resonate and bring some of those women voters back to the fold. That's how I see it.
Yeah. I'm going to pause for just a second. All right, and we're...
Woo! Boy, that was a long pause.
Had to make myself a sandwich.
That's right. Okay, so sorry about the pause. Now we're going to talk about how is this new messaging that I never intended for a complete ban. It's up to the states to decide. I want the voters to decide.
Well, how's this going to impact pro-lifers?
Exactly. How are the pro-lifers going to react to this message? Because, the evangelicals, they wanted a ban of federal ban. They want the federal government to prevent people from having reproductive rights and that type of stuff because it's not supportive of their religious beliefs. Which, it's ironic coming from a country whose foundation goes back to religious freedom. That's the main motivation for many of the pilgrims coming across was to avoid religious persecution in Europe.
But here's the thing. The Christians in this country that want to form a a Talibanic-like society, a religious extremist, they're trying to set the message that, no, we've always been a Christian nation.
Oh, God.
Which just undermines, 250 years of what this country has really been about, because it doesn't fit their narrative. So they're creating a new narrative, and the room temperature intelligent, gullible people are gobbling it up because it means that they're getting their way on something.
My feeling on this is, it's none of my business if you want to have an abortion. Okay?
Sure.
We're not all the same religion. We all have different circumstances. If it's not impacting me, so it's a medical procedure that you are electing. If I elect to have arthroscopic surgery on my knee, I don't think I should go out to this whole state of California and ask permission if I can have some work done, some medical procedure.
If you want to have your eyes fixed so that you can actually see distance without needing glasses,
or have something snip so that you don't produce any more babies.
Oh my! Let's not talk about birth control.
Yes, exactly.
That's a step too far.
So where does it end, right?
Yeah.
So no more men could go snip. That's they should. Matter of fact, that should be part of it. If women can't have abortions, men shouldn't be able to go snip.
How about a mandatory snip until they can prove that they're capable of having a family? Then you reconnect the tubing so that they can do that.
The Republicans don't care if you're capable of having a family. They just demand that you have it. It's the consequence of your action. Okay, so how are the evangelicals feeling about this states' rights messaging? Trump sort of backpedaling on this. So for entertainment purposes only, you can make, oh, right, look how big I am. It's all me. Okay, foundation of the reading. How are the evangelicals feeling about this? Well, imagine that. We got that
maybe
too.
My reading was maybe not about that.
Yeah,
guess what? Have to make up their mind.
Yeah, Trump's got this choice, and we have a choice too.
God, I wonder how many cards you're going to get that match mine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we got one. Across with the Nine of Cups, hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. Trump appointed a whole bunch of Supreme Court justices that overturned Roe v. Wade. This is exactly what we want.
Yep.
This is what evangelicals wanted. Underneath it all, the hermit. Why are you looking for a different path forward? The path you were on was the right path, DJT.
Mm-hmm.
In the past. Of course, now the evangelicals have to examine what their path forward is going to be.
Right. Their choice was easy when Trump was going to sign the national abortion ban. Now it's not so easy anymore, is it?
Yeah, thanks, JD. In the past, you had the Four of Swords. It's about being patient, contemplating, looking at the messaging that's out there. They were just laying back. They liked the messaging that was being out there. They didn't need to go out there and beat their drums. The president was doing their former president and favorite president did it all for them.
Yeah. To them, this was like a settled issue. Just like Roe v. Wade was settled case law, them overturning Roe v. Wade was settled case law.
we can lay back and relax.
Yep.
Current situation, Two of Pentacles. So it's a balancing act now. What do we do here, folks? We've got to make it. We've got things of value that we bring. We got the blue wave behind us. States' rights might not be exactly what they're looking for.
They might be rethinking things here.
Yeah, they might be rethinking. Overarching energy is the Seven of Wands. The fight, defend. They fought long and hard to get this choice, and they were really happy with it. And now the fight's back again. Now we've got to get the states to approve it when we should have just simply had a federal ban against it.
Do you think they might push back against this?
No, they love Trump. If anything Trump says, they will just.
That's MAGA. That's not pro-life people. Not all pro-life people are MAGA. I'm talking about the pro-life people.
That's sarcasm. Yes, they are definitely going to fight back because they're not getting what they want. Yep. They had what they wanted when they were the smug merchant. Now they're not getting what they want. So yeah, of course they're going to fight.
What if they'll be successful?
Well, they got the victory card. Yes, they will. The lesson to be learned is the victory card. It's one of those things where you could declare victory, but the battle's not over. Yeah, the war's not over. You won the battle, and you've declared victory, but the war's not over. So you've got, the lesson here is, it's one of those don't count your chickens type of things.
They've won this already. Why do we need to revisit this?
Indeed. The outcome, Chariot. This issue is moving forward, and it's moving forward towards November 5th. There's a lot of state elections where the reproductive rights is becoming a ballot issue, and if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz take the White House, there could be a not a federal ban, but a federal legislation that mandates that is a medical procedure that's allowed as a right to everybody. Exactly the opposite of what they want. So the evangelicals, they've got to keep moving forward if they want to claim victory. This could just be they're moving on from Trump, that Trump is not representing their values and they want to move on.
Generally speaking, I'm seeing all that. It looks like the Chariot card's a little bit of not the one I was expecting to be in there, because it kind of muddies the water. But I do think, again, the foundation of the reading is the Two of Swords. They have a choice to make.
Yep.
And some people may move on from Trump because, he didn't keep his promise. So I'm not going to support him. Others will look at it and say, yeah, this isn't the ideal situation, but at least we're still in the fight in the States. And others might just be, I'd love Trump. He's so dreamy.
Well, going back to this too, the lesson to be learned is the Six of Wands, the victory card. This could be Trump declaring victory. Hey, I got Roe v. Wade overturned, and the evangelicals are, but wait a minute, you flipped it to your messaging is out of the States, and this is going in a direction that we don't like it.
Yeah,
and I suspect that that's maybe a little bit more in tune with what.
Yeah, doing this is going to dampen the enthusiasm of some people, and the people. It may not impact him horribly. In some states. Okay, so in blue states where pro-lifers want an abortion ban, they're counting on a national abortion ban because that's like the best they're going to do, because like California is not going to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Right.
So they're going to want the abortion ban. So they're going to be upset about this, but Trump likely wouldn't have carried this state anyway.
Right.
Okay. Red states have already overturned Roe v. Wade. So if he wants to turn it to the states, it doesn't matter to the red states, because Trump is already going to carry the red states, and they've already got their nirvana that they've always wished for. Mm-hmm. And so now that leaves the battleground states. And I think that, saying that we're going to get rid of this 15-week abortion ban maybe is trying to, again, undercut the Democrats' talking points so women aren't quite so pissed off. But then pro-lifers, they may not be comfortable. They may not think they're going to be able to get an abortion ban in a battleground state because it's too close to 50-50. And they may not get a constitutional amendment. So they're kind of counting on the federal ban to give them a leg up. So I think Trump's going to undercut himself ultimately in battleground states with this message, because I suspect he'll lose more pro-lifers than he will gain women votes. Women are already pissed.
So, we've had a couple people in comments ask about, will certain states turn blue? And are you okay if I do a little four-carder on the red states? Will the women in the red states, will this message that it's a state decision, will that resonate with them, or are they looking to flip towards the blue?
I think probably your better message would be, will it affect enough women?
Yes.
With that state in play that it could be purple.
Okay.
That's what I would look at.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I was going with it. Will there be enough women voters? Is this message effective enough to keep the states red, or will the women voters, will be enough women voters to make that state flip to blue? So on the battleground states and some of the red states, will the women vote shift the state to blue because they're just not buying this message? Okay. The old Empress card. It's all about fertility.
Yep. It's the pregnant woman.
That's right. You got a fertile woman. I should have the choice of
show the underlying energy to them. What's their underlying energy?
Do you want me to do a 4 or an 8?
No, just flip your deck over.
Oh, sorry. What's that?
Flip your deck over. We've already seen the bottom card. What's the underlying energy of the women in these states?
They don't like their choice.
No, they don't. They don't like what's been given to them, do they?
No, they don't.
Okay, now let's go throw your last 3 cards here.
Okay. So they don't like their choices they've been given.
Or taken away.
Exactly. They feel like their hands are tied. They're bound. They don't like the messaging. They don't like the direction that's going, and they don't see a way out that they like.
Now, it's also on the higher energies that since she's not actually tied to anything, she can cut those bonds, remove that blindfold, and walk away.
Yeah. It could be one of those things where, I don't really want to vote blue. I don't want to vote for the Democratic Party, but I don't necessarily see a way that you're giving me that I feel good about voting for the Republican agenda. That's an appropriate card.
Yeah.
One of the clarifiers, the lovers cards. These babies don't come by themselves, but it's
Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, it's agreements and understandings and compromising, and just like, it takes 2 to tango here. We didn't make these babies ourselves, guys, and you're taking our ability away to family plan. And honestly, it's my choice. My choice if I want to do this or not.
Well, they take away the women's rights, but they're not doing nothing with the man's
exactly. Rights. Like I said, there's no snip mandate, or no non-snip mandate. The other clarify, Ace of Cups. It's a new emotion. I bet you pretty much any woman that is of childbearing years, Roe v. Wade's been around their entire lifetime, or at least their entire childbearing year lifetime, and they're not happy. This is bringing up a lot of emotions, not all of them good. They don't like the choices. They don't like what's been offered to them, and they may decide that in order to find a path out, maybe they have to form a new relationship.
So the question was, will this put some red states in play? The answer is
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So certainly battleground states are going to be impacted. Pink states are going to be impacted. Light red states will certainly be impacted. Yeah. And I think even some deep red states might see some surprising numbers.
Yeah, I mean, this is the polling, I think, is wildly inaccurate right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very clearly representing the women's feelings on this election. I'm sure some of it is filtered in there, but nowhere near. Great. Our chat session, our comment section is not a representative, a good cross section.
Yeah, it's
but
biased.
Women are definitely, they have a very strong opinion on this, and they don't want to go back.
Yeah, I look at this and I just cannot logically wrap my head around how any woman is going to let the Republican Party take away their rights and support them. And it's not just their rights, it's the rights of them, their mother, their sisters, their daughters, their granddaughters, their nieces, their friends' children, their friends' parents. That whole network of women historically, they can't trust men to stand up for them. They've had to stand up for each other. Michelle used the term women close ranks. Yeah. When there's a trauma, women count on other women to support them, because that's always been the safest, most supportive network they have. And right now, a bunch of white men came in there and blew up women's rights when it comes to something that is uniquely for women.
Exactly.
I mean, Monty Python, Meaning of Life, Monty Python, Life of Brian and Loretta. There's something guys cannot do, and getting pregnant and carrying babies in a womb as opposed to a box is something guys can't do. And to take that away and tell them, "Oh, this is how it's going to be." Man, I don't want to be in the room when they get done with you.
Yeah, that might have worked 100 years ago, but women have made a lot of progress.
Over the last they don't want to go back.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I've had my freedom. I'm able to wear pants. I'm able to hold a job. I could be a teacher after I've had a child. I could be a flight attendant after I've gotten married and had kids. This is such a step in the wrong direction. That
I can have a credit card. I can have a checking account. I can buy a car without my husband's permission.
Oh yeah, it's just all on down the line. You're not taking these rights away from me.
In our lifetimes, this happened. In our lifetimes, like that. We were young. We weren't part of the problem, but holy smokes! Gary and I pretty much grew up where I remember the equal rights movements and the marches and stuff like that. Again, we were young. You're 10 years old type of thing. It's not really resonating what women went through. As an adult, you were just used to it. Of course, women have the same rights as men. Duh.
We've grown up with it, really.
Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean there weren't glass ceilings and things along those lines, but it's just that's why generation after generation after generation, it becomes the new normal.
Yeah.
And to go back 50 years with this decision is just, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought we were past that already.
Yeah, exactly. The four swords. I thought this was settled case law. Apparently, multiple Supreme Court justices didn't get the memo that lying during their confirmation
forgot about that
idea.
Yeah, they forgot.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I'm good.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video and supporting our channel. I appreciate it.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you soon.
All right. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
All right. Take care.
Bye.